get started with a who. Don't get started with a why or a what. Get started with a who. Really think about who exactly do you want to serve. Not adults 25 to 54, but a specific person that has a particular job and certain hobbies and is at a certain stage in their life. Get as specific as you can, because ultimately you're serving that human. You're not serving a topic. Right. You're not serving yourself if you want to be successful. You're serving that human and others like them.
Hey there, folks. Brian Connington here from Libsyn, and I'm sitting down with Tom Webster with Sounds Profitable. How are you doing today, Tom?
I am outstanding. I'm manifesting.
You're manifesting.
I'm vibrating at a higher
You're
plane
vibrating higher frequency.
Yeah.
In terms of seeing how the industry is and how it's changing, what are some things that you notice with how the industry has been going, for 2026 and just beyond?
Yeah. Much of my career has been spent not tracking the industry, but tracking the humans who consume our content. And I think we've reached a point where, the average person is as positive about podcasting as they have ever been, right? 10 years ago, it was seen as pretty weird, and when you would talk to people, as I did from a research perspective, what do you think of podcasting? What is a podcast? They would say, oh, it's, two dudes with a loud opinion and a microphone or whatever. Yeah. They would have a bad, but I think that's all changed. And the industry, I think, kind of grapples with what is and isn't a podcast and the kind of growth that we have had outside of the heretofore thought of confines of the medium. But ultimately, I think the public thinks more and higher of podcasts than they ever have, and that's ultimately good.
Now, obviously with Sounds Profitable, you're very much interested in the stats of podcasting. I've always respected what you guys do when you put out stats and see the trends. How do you see stats for podcasters working to help inform monetization efforts? Because I know for me, I've noticed a lot more podcasters are very much into now, like, how can I actually make a business with my show and support myself?
Well, the first thing I would say to that is that you can't monetize a podcast. You've never been able to monetize a podcast. You can only monetize an audience. Mm-hmm. And the podcast may be where you aggregate that audience. It may not be. But, ultimately, there are more ways to monetize a podcast than ever before. But you have to start with the audience. And you have to start with a deep understanding of who they are and why they gravitate to podcasts and what people get from podcasts that's different from what they get from other media. And that's really been the core of my research work over the past couple of years.
What are the things that you see that podcasting offers that audience that is different than other media offers?
Yeah, it's trust and attention. And I think a lot of that comes down to so much of what we consume now is algorithmically driven. It's selected for us, right, by Facebook, by TikTok, even for things like linear radio and television by whoever's programming that. And podcasting is such a self-selected channel.
Yeah.
You seek out exactly the thing you want and you consume it, and you naturally will trust it more and pay attention to it more. And we're starting to see the trust and attention aspects of advertising effectiveness really start to pull away for podcasting compared to a lot of other media.